Welcome to After Dark at the Fix Stops Roundtable, featuring Katrina Ness, Vanessa Collins, and Ted Ings. This episode is brought to you by BG Products, partners beyond products. And now for your hosts, Ted Ings, Vanessa Collins, and Katrina Ness.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Monday, and welcome back to the Fix Stops Roundtable's After Dark show. I'm Vanessa Collins, joined by Katrina Ness, Ted Ings, and our very special guest tonight, Jennifer Briggs from Auto Diesel Institute of Michigan. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here with you guys.
Jennifer, long time in coming, and welcome, and we're honored to have you here tonight.
Hey, I'm glad. I know I feel like I've barely just taken a breath there. It's already been 9 months since I've taken over as the dean of the Auto Diesel Institute, so it's been intense.
Wow. So tell us, what do the programs at ADI look like now that we're kind of getting into it?
Yeah. So we have currently 4 different programs, and we're building more. Right now, we have a 2-semester master accredited, ASC master accredited auto service technician program and a master accredited truck service technician program, so medium and heavy duty diesel. And then we also have an 18-month associate version of it. So whether the students want an associate's degree or they want to get 2 semesters and get out into the field, we have programs to accommodate both.
Wow. And how did you get into this?
So, fun story. Last spring, I started the process of selling one of my digital marketing companies. And Ted and I were kind of joking about this before everyone got on, that we just don't slow down in this business. We don't really retire. So I toggled the switch on LinkedIn thinking, what am I going to do with my free time selling one of my companies? And there it was. Baker College was looking for a new dean/director of ADI. And one fun dinner conversation with my son later, because fun fact is he was enrolled to start the program before I took it over. So I did get his permission to go after it. He said it would be weird, but he's like, Mom, you'll do a great job. You should go for it. So
that is so cool. And you said ADI is ASC master level accredited. So what does that actually mean, and why should dealers care about that title?
Thank you so much for asking that. I've been actually explaining this to everyone. We're part of a 4-year university, so they have like bachelor's degree programs, and they don't really understand ASC or our levels of accreditation. So ASC has 3 different levels. They have the maintenance and light repair, which is the entry level. They should definitely do a week at ADI. We have a beautiful campus. It's not far from Northwood. We would love to have you.
That's awesome.
And so with ASC, we have
and Robert, you too. I think you should come up as well. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, Robert, absolutely. So there's an entry level, which would be maintenance and light repair. There's a mid-tier, which is auto service technician. And then there is master auto service technician. So the primary difference is the number of hours we have to teach. And so for our master program, that's actually one of our parents of one of our students right there.
Congratulations.
Daughter just went to state and Skills USA in our diesel program a couple weeks ago. Hi, Jenny. So in our auto program, we have to teach 1,200 hours of program instruction. Compared to a trade school that's not accredited at that level, it's about 300 hours. Even at the maintenance and light repair level for ASC, it's 540 hours. So what we teach is a whole different level of what a lot of programs and high school programs, if they're ASC accredited, are at that maintenance and light repair level. So we are at the very tippity top. It's apples to apple pie is what I keep telling everyone.
Wow. I love that comparison.
That is amazing.
Awesome. Yeah. So how does this program help with the clear and obvious and ever-growing shortage of technicians in our industry, as well as diesel technicians?
Absolutely. That's the whole reason it piqued my interest. I have a long career of fixing departments and dealerships and groups. And so I thought, why not throw my hat in the ring and try to, at least do my part to fix this technician shortage. So one of the things we're currently working on is expanding those offerings, right? Currently we train A techs, right? Master level technicians, but we need A, B, and C techs out in the field right now. So that's why I'm looking at adding on some maintenance and light repair programs. We're looking at apprenticeship programs where the students are on campus with us for 4 weeks and OJT in the dealerships for 4 weeks. And we're bringing back our night classes. 7 or 8 years ago, Baker College decided to go after the right out of high school audience in this program, which makes sense for a 4-year university, but not for a trade school program like this. So they lost nights. But once upon a time, the building that we currently operate out of, we have our own campus, graduated 300 technicians. So that's my goal for the next 3 years, is to get us back up to 300 technicians a year out of that facility.
That diesel technician is a special breed, is it not?
It is. And the crazy part is when we look at the data, both NADA and ATD data, the interest in the automotive mechanic and technician positions are coming up with the young people, but diesel, it's flat. But the crazy part is, right out of the gate, a diesel mechanic is going to make more money than you're just doing automotive and gasoline. But I think part of the problem is that we don't have enough awareness around all of the jobs that are in this industry in the field. I didn't even know, being in the car business almost 23 years now, I'm still learning the heavy duty side of the world. Yes. So a cool thing we're doing at school is we're implementing the Hall of Hats, ADI alumni and friends, and we're inviting our recent graduates and our advisory board members to send ball caps. And the alumni, we're asking them to sign them and put their graduation year and send them in. And we're hanging them up in the hall at school so that our prospective students and our current students can get a really good visual of how many different companies are looking to hire technicians.
That's amazing. There's a gentleman that precedes Vanessa and Katrina coming on the Fixed Ops Roundtable. His name is Robert Stage, and he was very involved. He's a technician in Ohio, involved with our mobile program, and actually got recruited on the After Dark show at the Fixed Ops Roundtable by Wyotech out in Wyoming. And is now in Wyoming and is now living there, and he is living the dream. Okay. And I would imagine they have a diesel program.
Yeah. Is he teaching out there?
He's teaching, yes.
Yeah, they do have a diesel program. Wyotech has I think 5 different programs they offer. They're one of the few that still has body shop. It's getting few and far between to find colleges or trade schools that will have a body shop. But those are some things that we always talk with students, because we do compete with them, Ted. So I'm just going to say
they're way out west.
They are way out west. But ironically, 2 of the students who are in my diesel class right now, they were previously registered to go there, and they had no idea that the Auto Diesel Institute was right in their own backyard. And so right here, you get the opportunity to be on the board, and you definitely should. And we are grateful for our advisory board members. So what Robert's talking about, depending upon the school, and most of the high schools are ASE accredited. So they are required to host an advisory board. We just had our advisory board meeting on April 23rd. We run our diesel and our auto program together. So the industry folks will come in and we'll talk about it. Now, we have to train on all the ASE tasks. We're master level accredited, but we're asking our advisory board what's after. What ASE is the basic foundation that we are required to teach. What do you need after that? And that's some of what we're building together with some of these shorter programs and apprenticeships, because we didn't have a service writing class, and that's a big issue, especially when you get into warranty issues, if we're not properly documenting those stories. So Baker College did create a technical writing class that can cover technicians. We also have a huge veterinary technician program at Baker College and radiology technicians. We have a ton of these career training programs. So they've built a technical writing class, actually 1 and 2, to help people in those career fields be better at telling that story, because it's such an issue, not just for us, but across the board where these technicians are involved.
Jen, you belong on the Fixed Ops Roundtable because this is all synergies. Everything you're saying is in our swim lane directly.
Listen, Ted, all I know is business. It doesn't matter which department in the dealership it is. Good business is good business. And these are the foundational blocking and tackling. We really have got to build a better bench, and we've got to make sure that we're prepping. It's interesting. I've been sharing with everyone because most people know me from my executive level roles. I joke, and I know my son is watching the broadcast and he is a student. So I share this story, and he's going to be so mad at me. I mean, I ran a shop before I ever ran a sales floor. I was pregnant with him way back in the day. He's 21 years old now. And I swear they just got tired of seeing me waddle around the dealership because I was so big that they sent me down the road. We were having a problem getting our used cars through service. And this is 21 years ago, you guys. These are not new problems. We've been doing it. So we decided for our used cars in our budget lot that we would open our own sublet service center as part of our automotive group. And they shipped me down there to run it when I was pregnant with him. And now he's the one who's learning to be a technician. So it's generational. And I know that we have so many students up at Northwood that are generational. I'm generational, and I'm so excited to see my son bring his kids back someday. And by that time, Ted, I should have a good dent out of this technician shortage by the time he has kids old enough to go to college.
Oh, I think we're going to solve that.
I sure hope so.
So, Jen, quick question. So people like David Lucas, he's in Australia. That's why it's good morning for him. And Robert Migliaccio, who's at Carter Myers. I think you probably know Robert from Facebook and LinkedIn. They're always looking for talent and technicians. Would there be some kind of relationship that you've got there with the dealers that are looking for the talent?
Well, I'll tell you what. We're doing our best, and I'm waiting to see. We've already had a 30% increase in enrollment since I took over the program, but we have significant housing scholarships at Baker College in Owasso, Michigan. So I'm telling all my dealer friends, if you have some talented young people in your neighborhood, send them to me. And I will train them up and get them sent back to you. When we can get them trained in as little as 2 semesters at the master ASC level. Some of the shorter programs I'm trying to put together is a 16-week maintenance and light repair program. Mm-hmm. So it could be like a boot camp. And so I have the space of a 43,000 square foot campus. It's state of the art shops. Even our classrooms are labs with giant engines and drivetrains. And so I have the facility and I have housing. So I'm doing my best. Our lead counts are up. I put 20,000 miles on my car driving around to tech centers all over the state of Michigan in the last 6 months. So we will increase our local talent that's coming in and getting trained. But man, for my dealers across the country or even across the world, we do have some international student scholarships available at Baker College as well. So if you see some talented folks that are around the area, but you may not have the capacity internally to train them, send them my way.
That's awesome. Ted, I think we need to do a pop-up event.
I was going to say, how far away is she from Northwood, and could we do a pop-up event?
1 hour.
Yeah, not far at all.
Yeah, it's 58 minutes.
And that would shine a lot of light and get a lot more awareness of what she's doing there. So interesting today. We were talking about this venue for this event we have coming up in a few weeks in New York. Mark Mickens, who's a great part of the Fixed Ops Roundtable, is affiliated with Lincoln Tech. And he said, Ted, why don't you do something with Lincoln Tech and do like a pop-up, he was looking for, venues and that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
But you've got the venue right there.
I've got it. And I tell you, it was really funny. I was out at one of the high school tech centers recently, and I've just coming into higher ed, coming right out of industry. And I still have a lot of dealer clients in my consulting business, so I don't even feel like I'm out. But I'm sitting in this conference room. They're taking us in one by one. I got the Lincoln Tech recruiter on this side. I got the UTI recruiter on this side. And I'm just talking about how passionate I am about fixing the issue with the graying of the garage and getting young people motivated for this income in the Lincoln Tech. And he used to work at Baker, so it was a very friendly way to say it. But he goes, you know, you don't have to come to these things, Jennifer. And I was like, there's more than enough students for all of us. I'm a small school in a small town. Lincoln Tech has campuses in how many different states, right? They're big. Everywhere. And so every student's going to be successful in a different environment. And as I'm out and about talking to young people, I'm giving them things to ask. Talk to at least 3 different schools, whether you're looking at a community college, a program like the Auto Diesel Institute, or a quick little trade school. Here are things you should ask before you invest, right? Because training to be a technician is basically creating your own business. That's what we love about the automotive industry. Every single desk is its own business. So whether those students enroll with me at ADI, I want them to be successful technicians. All the data says is that for these young technicians, 50% of them burn out in the first year, and they're not going to a different shop. We are losing them all together. So I don't care. I mean, I do care if they come to school with me because I always think I'm the best, right? But I really don't care. Whatever's the best fit for them to be successful, because that is going to help us fix that technician shortage. Me increasing enrollment doesn't fix it. Now, me training talented technicians who are prepared to have a long and successful career, that will help fix that problem.
Yeah. And you interact with these younger technicians on a daily basis. Your own son is a 21-year-old technician in training. So I know you alluded to this slightly, but how has the mindset of today's younger technicians changed over time? And what is ADI doing to keep them engaged and committed to this profession?
So one of the things that we're noticing with the younger generation is that, and this is no surprise, engagement is really a lot more important to them. It's not just about coming in, turning the wrench, getting my hours. Yeah. They really need to feel like they're a part of community. They've grown up attached to a digital community and able to get engagement and feedback. And let's be honest, like Cranky Carl in the garage is not always the best at that. So we have to find ways at ADI to train those young technicians so they're prepared. The Skills USA team I mentioned earlier is one way we're getting our students. We've seen such a great response to get them engaged. For anybody watching who's not familiar with Skills USA, because 9 months ago I was not, it is a national competition in career and technical skills that allows students to compete in everything from 3D drafting to housing construction, and of course, automotive service technologies and diesel service technologies. So ADI had never had a team. There was a local high school, and I saw a presentation, and one of their students went to nationals, and I was like, I mean, I'm really competitive. We should have a team. And all my instructors were like, no, our students are only here for 2 semesters or 3 semesters max. They're not here long enough for us to do it. I really don't like people telling me what I can't do. So we did it. We had our first team. We had 4 students qualify for state, 3 placed, and 1 young lady is going to compete in nationals.
Wow.
And so they're loving it. It's a great way to get the students engaged, and the prizes were free tools. So what better, I know, right, Ted, free tools for young technicians. Side note, I do need to do that as a little segue. One thing that these young technicians considering a training program need to ask about,
yes,
not only the hours in the accreditation, but do I have to buy my own tools to just train? Because at ADI, we actually provide all of the tools for all the students. They do not have to buy tools up front. We host a tool fair at the end of the spring semester so they
Wait a minute. Wait. They go out into the real world. Say this again. Slow down. Okay.
When they come to train at our school,
Okay.
they do not have to purchase tools. A lot of schools make the students buy their own tools.
Right. Okay.
We provide fully stocked toolboxes in every shop, in every lab in our school for as the students are starting. At the end of this spring semester,
Okay.
we bring in all the tool companies and have a tool fair. Then they can utilize their student discounts, which are up to 60% with some of the manufacturers,
Sure.
at the end of the program.
And get a deal. Yeah.
Right. I don't want the students adding on tool debt on top of potential student loan debt while they're training with us. It just doesn't make
That
sense.
will be more.
Well, I mean, really, there shouldn't be any students. There's going to be some, but the amount of scholarships that are available, I mean, we're a private college, but a nonprofit, and we have a ton of scholarships for students. But outside of what we have at Baker College, there are at least 35 industry scholarships available for young technicians, either on automotive or diesel. We've been working hands in hand with Michigan Works, which is a career service organization here in Michigan. Been working with them on this GEM coalition. It's on EV, diesel, and drone transportation technologies. They have a grant, $3,000 to $5,000 to cover tuition for students learning to be mechanics. Only qualifications you need are to be 17 years old and enrolled in a program. There's so much funding. So it's not that that's what I've been trying to figure out.
Where have you been?
I just took it over. I've been figuring it out. I'm trying to wrap my arms around the entire thing before I can come. You guys, this is my first time on camera talking about
Tony Owens in the chat. You're on a panel called the Young Technicians Panel. We have a standing panel 4 times a year in our shows. And it is just that. It's young technicians talking to other young technicians as to what inspires them, what they look for in a place to work.
Yeah.
And it's obviously not about the money. It's about other things. Okay.
Yeah. It's about the lifestyle that can afford them. But mentorship is another huge factor for these young technicians. They want an opportunity to mentor others. So I love that you have that panel.
Jen, you're a perfect fit for that panel.
Hey, I got a pipeline of young technicians.
And we talk about career path, and I mean, it's right up your alley. And the other thing, Vanessa, I'm thinking, you know what I'm thinking, is the video MPI panel with a lot of those technicians.
Oh, yeah.
Jen, have you seen the technicians now using the video to explain to the customer what they found on the inspection?
Oh, I hate to admit, and the ladies know how old I am because I've been talking about how old I am in their classes for a while, but I've been using video in my shops and sales floor for about 11 years. So way before there was the technology to go with it. But yes.
Wow.
Katrina, this is a perfect fit.
Yeah, Jen, this is absolutely perfect.
We have technicians doing this stuff. We want to.
Yeah. Well, I have one instructor who, right, all of our instructors are first master certified technicians. But a lot of times we get instructors because they can't turn the wrench anymore, right? Something has happened and they physically can't be in the shop. Well, there's no slowing down, right? There's no slowing down a good car person. So having them step into the classroom and pass that knowledge down is huge, but that does mean I get a little bit older of an audience in my instructor pool.
Jen,
and having to let them know how important video is going to be, because one instructor doesn't allow cell phones in his class. And I said, yeah, well, they're going to need a cell phone or a tablet to take a video in the shop so that it makes it easier for us to get approvals on work. So maybe
Jen,
not in your
we have a panel called the Automax Tech Vengers Panel. It includes Marco Zwanenberg, a technician who's been around for a while, and it includes a lot of service leaders from the best dealers in the country. West Her Automotive, Tom Drzezinski's on there. He's got 40 locations, biggest dealer in New York State. He got a number of dealers like that. Tully's on there, and Robert Miggs is on there. But they talk about older techs and what they're doing for them and making them a mentor in the shop. Not paying them anymore just on the hours they did, but they've discussed new pay plans and new ideas. You would be perfect for that because that's a great fit.
Yeah, well, I'm collecting apprenticeship pay plans for sure. We've got several large groups on our advisory board who have shared some really great ideas. I think it's important. They say by 2027, there will be 795,000 100,000 open technician positions in automotive and diesel shops. That's a year and a half away. Like, we all have to find ways to get more young people into the industry, or not even maybe even career changers. But we need people to know what a good living they can earn as a service technician. So I'm all in, because, you know, with rising tide. So if we can share ideas that get more people inspired across the country to get into the field, that's a win-win for me.
That's awesome.
You're a great spokesperson for this. You're the perfect spokesperson, and it appeals to the dealers on many levels. Plus, you're a woman, okay?
Yeah,
And
well,
that's huge.
and I started in the accounting office, so I learned the dealership from the financial statement forward. So I know where it's important to plug profit loss holes, and this is a major issue for the majority of dealers and even independent shops when it comes to that bottom line.
That's amazing.
So
Yeah,
I don't even want to say anymore. I'm just so excited. So sorry.
yes, you're perfect for everything. So many panels and so many future appearances for you here on the Fixed Ops Roundtable.
Well, hey, I'm excited to talk about it. I am grateful for this industry. It has fed my family well for over 2 decades.
Wow.
Now I'm on that downward slide where, right, I hit my career goal. I wanted to sell my first company by 45.
No, you're
I
not.
did it. I'm happy.
No.
Now it's time for me to start giving back.
How about Fixed Ops Magazine? Have you done anything with Ron Overs yet?
I literally have been in the trenches, Ted, just trying to, I have to learn higher ed. That's insane.
Katrina, that's where she needs to be. She needs to be in Fixed Ops Magazine. We make the intro to Ron, get an article from Jennifer in there, okay? He's looking to highlight more ladies in the industry.
Okay.
This is a perfect.
I'd love for them to do a write-up on my young lady who just qualified to go to nationals to compete. We'll be in Atlanta at the end of June, so she can go and compete at the national level. And man, I hired her an extra coach too. We're gunning for the stage.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. John, yeah, like Ted was saying, we need you involved on nearly all the technician panels, the young technicians, everything like that. We'll get you connected with Fixed Ops Magazine, but I love this connection. And this is exactly what the Fixed Ops Roundtable is. It's a world of connections, speakers and experts like yourself come on, and Ted's like, boom, 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 boom. You need to be here. You need to be here.
Well, I appreciate it because I have a big building to fill and I need more technicians to train. So let's do it.
You're such an inspiration, and congratulations on such a successful career and all your continued contributions to this industry. And you're just so incredible. And we're so grateful to have had you on tonight.
She is an inspiration. Yeah. This is the first step. All right. So a week from tonight, everybody, a week from today, May the 12th, okay, is the big event. It's the big all systems go 4-day event. Here we go. May 12th to the 15th. It is from 9 a.m. See where it says 4:30? Cross that out. It goes to 5:45 every day. And we've added a 5th day on the 16th. Sean Kengry will be very proud. He'll be doing the announcement. It'll be on May the 16th on Friday, the 5th day. It'll be a small 5th day, but we'll have a 5th day on the show. And 177 speakers, 51 panels, 51. And probably the biggest show we've ever had, and a lot ahead. Complimentary admission, fixedopsroundtable.com, best deal in the business, and you don't have to leave home to watch it. And if you prefer to come in person, we have several in-person events, 2 coming up in June, and I think there's 1 or 2 in July and 2 in August and a couple in September. So we are in person, and we never charge. It's always complimentary for our events. They're always free, so in person or online. So
that's awesome.
That's part of our core values, Jen. It's always free. We never charge. We never, charge somebody to come to our thing.
Well,
Vanessa knows all about that. So.
It's awesome.
All right, guys. This was great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Jen. First step. So glad to have you tonight. Glad to learn more about you, and very charismatic. And let's talk about taking some next steps with the Auto Diesel Institute of Michigan.
Awesome. And I'm excited to report back in a few months how many students I have enrolled for fall.
Yay.
Good.
That's awesome.
We'll have it'll be sooner than that.
Oh yes, but that's my next big goal. So
all right. So we'll see everybody on Wednesday night. We have a great show coming up, and we'll see you then, everybody. And then we'll see you at the big show next week. Thanks for being here.